Some of y'all left me for dead this weekend. Looking at you, Ryan Zucchetti. I gave you great picks this weekend. Saturday, not so much. But Friday night, Sunday night, Monday night, if you listen to me, you won some money. So let's just get right into it. Um, Ohio State beat Texas. Jack Sawyer with the strip six. Um, yeah, it was incredible. It was incredible. They did Defense played exactly as well as I thought they would. The offense didn't play as well as I thought they would, but defense, Texas did have a good defense. But they did enough. They did enough to get it done. That Travion Henderson score right before the half was huge, huge. Um, but yeah, not. It feels like so long ago. I'm not gonna take too much time up talking about OSU Texas because got that national championship coming up. But yeah, got that hit OSU minus 5.5. That hit. Going into Saturday, who Houston and Los Angeles, Texas versus the Chargers. Chargers got spanked. Chargers got belt, put the ass. It was all bad. It was all bad, and it was fine early. Everything changed once CJ made that play from the drop snap, the snap being fumbled, picked it up, rolled out to his right, threw a dime for 30, 40 yards, and it was up from there. So, Justin Herbert is not that guy. He is not that guy, pal. The Chargers charging, and that's on me. That is on me for not thinking about how the Chargers would charge it. So my bad on that. Won't happen again. Promise. Um, Next up, Steelers. Steelers plus 9.5 against the Ravens. Didn't work. Um, I got I got too cute. I thought the Steelers would. I didn't think the Steelers would quit. So again, my bad. Won't happen again. That's my fault. Um, but the Ravens are on the roll. Ravens are on the roll. They look like they can't be stopped. Derrick Henry can't be stopped. Lamar Jackson, I think, might actually win the MVP. He's odds-on favorite now, um, which I agree with. I think Lamar should get that third MVP. Even though Josh did what he did all year and what he did on Sunday, but um, yeah, Ravens on the roll, and we will definitely be talking Ravens Bills later in the week. Um, that's gonna be a barn burner. I still don't know which way I'm going. I know what way I want to go, but I gotta think about it a little more um, before we actually talk about it on screen. So, because I want to be right. I know what I feel, but I want to be right. So, um, then you move over to Sunday. Bills whoop the Broncos. Josh Allen does Josh Allen wild card game things. Broncos got another belt to ass whooping. Um, yeah, not really too much to say there. That Bills minus 8.5 hit. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. Just Denver got out to a 7-0 lead, and it was like curtains from there. Um, and then next we got Green Bay, Philadelphia. Philadelphia. Um, I was, if you watched the last video, you know I said I had Packers plus 4.5 at first, and then I thought about it and switched it to Philly minus 4.5. I'm looking at my notes. I have written down that I took Packers plus 4.5, but we surely did not. Thank goodness. We the Eagles minus 4.5 hit, and both of these offenses were kind of sorry. Uh, Jordan Love threw the ball all over the place to the Eagles. Jalen Hurts was rusty, but the Eagles defense was good. Even though they lost Nakobe Dean, that's gonna hurt for them. But that secondary is a killer. That secondary is really nice. Um, but that offense struggling a little bit. I mean, Saquon's not, but the passing game is struggling. You got AJ Brown reading self-help books on the sideline. So take that for what you will. But the bet hit, so we'll talk about them also later in the week. And you have Washington, Tampa Bay. Washington came through for me. Washington came through in a big way for me. Jay Daniels came through for me, and that game was electric. The game was electric. Um, I don't know really whose fault it was, but that Baker Mayfield fumble changed the game. With him trying to hand it off to Jerry McMillan, it could have been a late snap. Could have been Baker's fault. Could have been McMillan's fault. We don't know because we don't know how it's supposed to go and what the cadence is and all that. I know that from having played football. It could be any number of people. It really could be the center's fault. Could be McMillan's fault, but we know who I blame. and oh my God, I'm just so happy. And Jaden Daniels came down, did exactly what he needed to do. They got that fourth down conversion when the defense looked like he had him, but he's just making Superman plays out there. I I didn't dislike him coming into the year, but I I never thought, never in a million years thought he was going to be this good this quickly, and he's doing the damn thing. So thank you for Washington Commanders +3. Um, thank you for that. That did me a lot of good. And last but not least, another belt to ass moment. We got Rams +1.5 um, against the Vikings. It came to fruition exactly how I thought it would. The Rams watched Detroit against the Lions. I mean, against the Vikings last week. Saw the game plan, took the game plan, get in Sam Darnold's face, and he'll crumble. And that was it. That was pretty much the game. And the Rams offense wasn't necessarily hitting on all cylinders, but they looked a lot better than they have the past month or so. Since they beat the Bills. Um, yeah, but they were struggling a bit. They were still winning. That defense was balling, but excuse me, the the offense did look a lot better. So thanks to the Rams, and again we'll be talking about the Rams later in the week. I definitely know how I'm leaning with them against the Eagles, but again I gotta think about it some more, do a little more research because I want to be right. I don't want to. I know how I feel, but I want to be right, so I'll make sure I get it right for you guys. And before I get out of here, I want to talk about the topic that is setting Twitter ablaze, and that is Coach Prime Deion Sanders possibly being a candidate for the Dallas Cowboys head coach opening. And the last the my first video on this channel, which is 2 videos ago, I talked about how Prime in the NFL as a head coach wouldn't work, and I still nothing's changed, so I still have that same thought. But it is now looking like a real possibility because Jerry Jones is just that type of guy to do something like this, to make a splash, to make headlines, and I think it would be the bad. I think it would be a bad choice, which may come as a surprise to some people that follow me on social media or know me in real life. I love Coach Prime. Absolutely love what he's doing at Colorado. Watched more Colorado football the last 2 years than everybody except Miss Peggy. So I feel like I'm qualified to be talking about this. Um, and that includes Colorado actual games and Woloff Media on YouTube, watching almost every single video faithfully when it gets put out. So as much insight as you can get um into the program from being this far away from it, this far removed from it, I think I have a pretty good opinion of what's happening there. And I still say the same thing. I don't think how Prime coaching will lend itself to success in the NFL unless he's gonna become a different coach than what he's doing in Colorado. Then I don't then I don't see him working, and I don't see it lasting long because it's gonna piss some NFL players off. Um, because the way he instills discipline is to take things away from the player. Like if you watch the latest Woloff video in the team meeting, he's telling guys, hey, if you don't go to class, we're taking some of your NIL away, which would translate into in the NFL, I guess if you're not in your meetings, then you get fined. Um, so now talking through it right now, I guess that's kind of analogous, but I still I like there's other things like so just to bring in a different example, and if you're not a basketball fan, you may not pick this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. When Danny Hurley from UConn was in talks to get the Los Angeles Lakers head coaching job, people were saying the way he runs his practices, the way he yells at players, the way he handles his program, that's not going to fly in the NBA. And I believe that's the same way it's going to go for an NFL franchise. Um, I can't see, even though he is Deion Sanders, he is a Hall of Famer. He is one of the very best football players of all time. I can't see what it would be like with him at practice and CeeDee Lamb drops the ball or runs a route wrong and he tells him to go take a couple laps or something like that. That's just not gonna fly. Like, brother, I get paid 35 million a year. You're not gonna tell me shit. What do you mean? What do you mean take 2 laps? It's not. I'm not. I'm not. Um. So just things like that. Of course, like you'll be able like the 53rd, 52nd, 50 51st, 50th guy on the roster. Yeah, they'll be in line, but and I assume Dak Prescott would fall in line because he's a professional and he knows. Uh, I think he has a good head on his shoulders, but I'm thinking about Micah Parsons. Well, Micah Parsons starts flying off the handle, they start losing. Stuff doesn't go well early. How's Micah Parsons gonna feel? What is Micah Parsons gonna say on his podcast about Deion Sanders? Because you know Deion will hear it, and Deion will respond to it on Twitter in the press conference, and Deion Jr. will will show the response in the office on Well Off Media. So it's just gonna be it's too much. I just think it is way too much between Jerry Jones's personality, Dion's personality, Micah Parsons' personality, like everything mixed together just doesn't seem success, like a success and like a successful program. It does sound like the Dallas Cowboys though recently, so I guess I'm expecting it to happen now because that's just what that's just some shit Jerry Jones would do now. So I guess I guess I can consider it done, but again, I didn't believe he would leave. I didn't believe that he would leave Colorado a week ago. So I'm not gonna believe it now. I tweeted out I'll believe it when I see it at the press conference. So until then, I'm not gonna really put too much stock into it, but we'll see. And another reason I wanted to talk about this is because it has also become a Browns topic because if if Dion wants to coach in the NFL, he probably wants to coach his sons, and Travis and Hunter included in sons. So Browns Twitter has begun to figure out how we can the Browns can trade the number two overall pick to get Dak Prescott. And it's not a bad idea for the Browns. I don't hate people for coming to that conclusion. Like, yeah, it would be great if they could if Dallas would do it, but I don't think it's reasonable for Dallas to what cap situation wise to make that trade. I believe I read Jack Duffin's article and I don't have it pulled up, but if I'm remembering it correctly, if they trade Dak Prescott this offseason, Dallas has $100 million cap hit, dead cap hit, and that's awful. That's terrible. Um, and I don't think that's sustainable at all to field an actual living, breathing NFL team in 2025. You have $100 million in dead cap for one guy. So I just don't think that part is realistic. But I don't hate Browns fans for putting two and two together to try to get Dak Prescott as a Cleveland Brown. It would sure be an upgrade. Um, but he also has a no trade clause. So I don't. He has a no trade clause and he's already the highest paid player in NFL history. So I don't think he would be redoing his contract anytime soon. Because it hasn't. I don't think it starts this year. So like technically, I think the Browns could make it work, but it seems like a lot. Seems like there's too many moving parts. And again, I don't think Dion is actually going to be Dallas Cowboys head coach, but you never know. You never know with the Cowboys. Um, but even if he does, I don't think if we're going to be saying if a lot. If Dion takes the job and if he wants Dak Prescott gone in order to get Shador, um, I don't know why he would. I don't know why they would send Dak Prescott to the Browns when you have two. I would think they would just want to take all the guesswork out and go to Tennessee because Tennessee needs a quarterback. I'm sure they would take Dak Prescott. They tried to win last year. All their free agent moves, the picks, and everything. They were trying to actually win football games last year. So I, give them Dak Prescott. It's, I, like you don't. I'm sure Dion wouldn't want to put it in Tennessee's hands and bet they take Cam Ward over Shador. I think he would want to take the guesswork out of it and just go to number one, take Shador, and rock out from there. So it's a bunch of hypotheticals. Um, so yeah, I spent 12 minutes talking about hypotheticals, but hey, that's what we do. That's what we do on the internet. That's what we do on podcasts. That's what we do creating content. Um, so yeah, that's really all I wanted to talk about today. Made you guys some money this past weekend. Check me out later this week. Um, I will have it to you. I'll have a video for Brandon's bets dropping dropping by Friday. I have it to you before the weekend starts officially. So we can make some more money together this weekend as long as you didn't as long as you keep keep supporting me and didn't get rid of me on Saturday when the Steelers and Chargers were getting their heads kicked in, which which I understand if you did, but hopefully you came back on Sunday and Monday. But anyway, I will see you guys later this week, and until then, see you.